Okay, you guys, today we're going to be doing these really pretty birch tree landscapes. I love landscapes, they're just really lovely. This is on an 11 by 15 paper. It is a watercolor paper. And we're going to start by drawing, and then we're going to trace in Sharpie, add some colored pencil, and then also do some watercolor. So this is going to be what we call mixed media. Mixed media means that you use different media. Media are your type of art supplies, and when you mix them up, you have mixed media. Okay, so we're gonna draw this horizontal, right? So you wanna lay your paper down so it's long ways. And the first thing we're gonna do is draw a small hill at the bottom. We don't want the snow at the bottom to be very much. Mine has a little dirt on it, but that's okay. Okay? You've also been given one of these little guys, okay? We're gonna use these for our trees so that they're nice and straight. These are birch trees. Birch trees are, they grow straight up and they have branches at the top, but not usually at the bottom. So we're gonna draw some birch trees. I'm just gonna do 4 with a space, big space here in the middle. You could do 5. You could probably do more than 5. But I'm just gonna do 4, okay? These are meant to be kind of in the background, so they're gonna be almost behind the hill. So we're gonna start where that hill is and you're gonna go up. Draw lightly so that you can erase if you need to. So there's 1. 2. Here's 3. Okay, the reason I'm only doing 4 is because I'm leaving a bigger space right here for my moon. So I'm gonna come out here to the edge and do this 4th one out here. It ended up a little bit crooked, but that's okay, it'll be cute. Okay, things are crooked in your picture, we just call that whimsical. Whimsical means like cute and creative, okay? Now I'm gonna put my moon in next. Okay, that's why I left this big space right here is for my moon. You all have a cap that looks like this. It might be a different color, but it's about the same size. And that cap is for your moon. I'm gonna do a full moon. If you want a crescent moon, you can trace it most of the way and then draw the inside. And Miss Courtney can help you if you need help with that. Okay, the hard part is getting it to stay. So slide. All right, so there's my moon. Now, the next step is going to be drawing some branches. We want a few branches towards the top of our trees. Okay, so what we're gonna do for that is just start them up. Like this. I'm gonna do a couple here. I might do like one here. Here that overlaps that one. When they overlap, you'll just pick one to go to the front and you'll erase the inside of the other. So I'm just gonna erase that whole section right there and make this one go in front, okay? Just a few little branches. Now on this one, I'm gonna do one that goes up and in front of the moon. Start it a little low. Just goes in front of the moon a little bit, and then this comes up like this. Okay. Now one of these branches out here, I'm not gonna pick this one or this one, but on one of these bigger, flatter branches, like maybe this one, we're gonna draw a little bird. Okay, what we're gonna do, like a little cardinal. So we're gonna start with a small oval like this, and that's for the body. And then the tail comes out like this. That might be a little long for the tail. If you get it too long, just like me, you can erase and bring it back in. It's almost like a triangle that doesn't finish. finish, right? And then we're gonna draw the head of the bird. The head is gonna be smaller than the body, like a snowman. And then you can draw the beak. Okay. And there's our little bird. All right, the next step is to trace in Sharpie. I have a Sharpie. You'll have a Sharpie is just a brand, a permanent marker. You'll have something else. So you do yours while I do mine. Oh, and we're not gonna trace the moon in Sharpie. The moon does not get traced in Sharpie. What to do is why we still have our Sharpie out and we're still using it is we want to add some texture lines to our birch trees. Birch trees have texture lines. They have little black patches and stuff. So we're going to use our Sharpie to do that. I just like to do little scribbles like this. And I kind of make it like a pattern. Like on one side I start here, on the other side I do here. Here I do some, here I do some, here I do some. You could also do little lines like this instead. But again, you just do some patterns. You could also do, like, if you wanted to do two little sections here and then another section here, you could do it like that too. Or like two lines, whereas there you had 4 lines. So you can break it up and make it a little bit different. All right, and that is it for our Sharpie. Go ahead and sign your name in the corner. I like to sign my initials, Mary Ann Elkin, M-A-E. But go ahead and take your Sharpie and sign your name in the corner. Okay, the next step is really simple. We're gonna color our bird. You can make whatever color you want. I would not suggest blue if you're gonna do a sky that is blue, okay? And I'm gonna do mine red. So I'm gonna take a red colored pencil and just make it red like this. Coloring it red keeps it really nice. It keeps the colors from getting messed up by the paint, okay? And the red looks a little orange, but it's not orange. And then you can pick a color for the beak. My beak is pretty much black. Even if I color it, you're not really gonna be able to tell. And that's okay. Okay. The other thing I'm gonna do while I have it is I'm gonna take this white colored pencil and I am going to outline it, the moon, in that white. You could color the moon if you want the moon to be like yellow. That would be fine, but I'm doing a nice white outline to help keep the paint out of it. Okay. I'm not coloring the whole thing yet. Okay, so the next part is we're gonna paint our background. Now I'm just gonna use this blue. You could do blue and purple, and you guys have those 16 color sets, which I need to buy a set for here, but you have turquoise blue, you have regular blue, you have regular purple, you have that bright purple. If you wanted to do a sunset, you could do that. Although it is a moon, I guess maybe not a sunset if we're doing a moon. Okay, so it needs to be like a night sky. So I'm just gonna get my brush wet and then get my paint. I'm gonna paint. Now, I'm gonna start up here in the corner. And I'm just being really careful and staying out of my birch tree. Okay, you have to use plenty of water. You see how my paint is no longer spreading right there? Because I didn't have enough water. So plenty of water, spread it out. Okay, if you wanted to blend colors, like I just did that blue, I could take some purple and come on top of it and do some blending. Just don't mix them in your thing, and keep them pretty light. Listen to Miss Courtney. If she tells you, hey, your paints are too dark, then you need to be listening, okay? So for example, that's too dark, right, compared to this. But I'm gonna get some more water on my brush, and I'm gonna take my time and outline this tree. And then I'm gonna take my time and outline this tree. See how I'm going kind of slow when I get up to the side? Okay. Now let's say you make a mistake in your painting and you accidentally get into something you don't want to. Let me show you that. Okay, so we'll say I'm painting and then I come over here and I'm getting ready to do this section and I get confused and I start painting on my tree. Oh no, okay? The first thing that you're gonna do, or that Miss Courtney can do, if you're not comfortable doing it, raise your hand and tell Miss Courtney. But the first thing that will happen is we're gonna add more water to it and spread it out. And then it'll look like it's just shaded a little bit, okay? And then you just take a tissue and you wipe it off and see how it'll look like almost nothing happened there. Okay, for this bird section, I'm gonna start down here because it starts really dark. And then I'm gonna come up here and do this section. Okay, the wax, and that is going to help. Now I'm gonna let you guys finish painting your background while I finish mine. Okay, now that you're done with your background, while we're still painting, let's go ahead and do our shadows. Now we don't want very much blue in our shadows. What I'm gonna do is kind of bring them out, and they come out from your trees. Okay, if the moon is back here and it's shining this way, then we would have a shadow. So what I did was I just put down some water where the trees are, just to get that part of it wet. And we're gonna do some wet into wet. So now I'm gonna take just a little bit of blue. I'm just gonna get a little bit on there, and then I'm gonna wipe some of it off out here in this area, okay? And now I'm gonna paint with it. And that's a good color. If you get it too dark, okay, so here's one shadow. If you get it too dark, again, just like when we painted in here, let's say, ooh, that's really dark, right? Okay, you just rinse your brush. Don't get any more paint on it, just rinse it. Take your water, spread it where you want it. Just get your color on there, still too dark, okay? Then take your tissue and wipe, and then spread that out, okay? And that should look better. All right, so now I have my shadows done. We have our sky painted. I did some blues and some purples. So now we're ready for our snow falling. So what we're gonna do for our snow is we're gonna have some white paint, and we're just gonna dip this end of our paintbrush, the hard end, in, and you can make snow that way. Even though it doesn't snow very much in Arkansas, we do love our snow. I love it when it snows, it's so pretty. Okay, and then you're done. You might want to put it on the drying rack until your parents get there, and make sure when you take it, you take the right one. We'll see you guys next Friday, or actually in 2 Fridays.